Let's discuss some notation we use in mathematical. This notation stands for equal to. This notation stands for is not equal to. This notation stands for plus. This notation minus. This notation, this is multiply. This notation divide. This notation is to. This notation is as. This notation therefore. This notation because. This notation is plus or minus. This notation congruent to. This notation identically equal to. This notation similar. This notation greater than. This notation not greater than. This notation infinity. This notation sigma. This notation also sigma. This notation is proportional to or varies as. This notation belongs to. This notation stands for belongs to. This notation does not belong to. This notation stands for set. This notation stands for empty set. This notation stands for subset. This notation implies proper subset. This notation superset. This notation universal set. This notation union of sets, that is A union B. This notation stands for union of sets A union B. This notation intersection of sets. This notation and conjunction or disjunction. This notation implies. This notation stands for implies. This notation implies or implied by. This notation negation. This notation percent. This notation for point. This notation for equivalent. This notation for ray. This notation line segment. This notation stands for angle. This notation also stands for angle, but it is perpendicular angle. This notation is for parallel to. This notation stands for obtuse angle, that is more than 90 degree. This notation right angle, that is equal to 90 degree. This notation acute angle, that is less than 90 degree angle. This notation triangle. This notation square. This notation rectangle. This notation parallelogram. This notation for circumference. This notation for degree. This notation for foot or minute. This notation for inch or second. This M stands for meter. MM stands for millimeter. cm for centimeter. This notation not equivalent. This notation complement of set A. This notation A is to B, the ratio A to B. km, that is kilometer. rs, that is rupees. This notation pi, that is value is 22/7. This notation stands for square root. This notation for nth root, this notation small bracket, this notation square bracket, this notation for line bracket, this notation flower bracket, this notation for all, this notation there exists at least one for same. N or stand for set of positive integers or natural numbers. W stand for set of whole number. Z set of integers. Z minus set of negative integers. Z plus set of positive integers. Z star set for non-zero integers. Zn stands for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 n. Q stand for set of rational numbers. Q minus set of negative rational numbers. Q plus set of positive rational numbers. Q star set of non-zero rational numbers. R set of real numbers. R minus set of negative real numbers. R plus set of positive real numbers. R stars set of non-zero real number. C stands for set of complex number. This notation stands for factorial.